let's go ahead and talk to Eric in Oregon. Eric, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex, thanks for everything you're doing. You're making me really inspired to do whatever I can to make the most effort to help everyone we can.
Well, thank you, sir.
One thing, yeah, you're welcome. One thing you were saying recently was about the Green World Order, and before that article came up with the UN releasing that, I had seen a hemp company that was promoting this Green World Order thing, and I'm like really following all these companies and seeing who's actually legitimate. A lot of companies come from China and stuff like that. So to get something grown in America would be great, but then you find these companies that are front companies that seems like they're promoting this whole green agenda. And so I see it being co-opted by people that want to push the global warming agenda through the hemp movement or through these
yeah, well, that's
like
George
that.
Soros. That's George Soros. I mean, just because Soros wants marijuana decriminalization doesn't mean that marijuana decriminalization is a bad thing. It means he knows that if 87% of the American people have smoked or do smoke marijuana, that it's going to end up being decriminalized, and he wants to make sure he controls that movement. And so absolutely, it's just full of government and foundation infiltrators. But that's going to happen with anything. That's why the globalists are in control. They always try to control all sides of any debate.
Well, so the hemp movement is trying to be taken over, so if they actually legalize one day, they'll have all the companies in place to have all the hemp plastic, the hemp wood, the hemp construction, so that one day that if people are doing it...
Exactly. It was big companies 80 years ago, DuPont and Dow Chemical, that got hemp banned, even the varieties that have no THC, because it was better than their polyester, it was better than cotton, it was better for oils. You can grow it anywhere. It's a great crop. That's why George Washington grew it. Great points. Appreciate the call, Eric. I mean, these people are bloodthirsty, folks. You've got to understand that, and I'm not putting up with it. Great points. Let's go ahead and talk to Eric in Oregon. Eric, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex, everyone out there, I have a great idea whose time has come. This is the moment where we can go along with the V for Victory campaign and start a Hemp for Victory campaign. Get Ron Paul, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Ventura, Willie Nelson, all the people that care about hemp. The Ziggy Marley just talks about it recently. We got Mike Adams, Matt Monarch from the Raw Food.
Well, listen, we have them all on, Eric, and I appreciate your call calling for the decriminalization of drugs, especially marijuana, but trying to herd all those guys together is like herding cats, as they say. But I'm for drug decriminalization, not because I use them, but because the government's been caught keeping them illegal so they can make higher profits on the black market laundering the money. Let's go ahead and go to Eric in Oregon. But listen here, Sean, I don't want you giving to the money bomb, okay? All right, because when people of no means or little means start giving, because you have means to call in, you have means to speak out, that's the most powerful thing in the world. But I mean, financially, then I don't want to have to, when I buy the crew lunch or when I, do something with my wife or whatever, like start, I'm not like one of these preachers saying, widows might give me all your money and God's going to bless you. Okay. This is a temporal thing where, just on the surface, we're fighting tyranny. And if people believe in it, they can donate to it. And the idea of voting with your dollars, the idea of supporting alternative media, period, that is beautiful, that's strong. And the howls, I wasn't even going to do a money bomb this year. I just wasn't going to expand. But things are shutting down so fast, we kind of need it. If we want to continue at the level and perhaps grow. But then I see the howls of people, you better not have a money bomb. And that's because they've put this meme in, this psychological trigger, that little people aren't supposed to get together and build things and do things. That it's somehow bad to even sell a book or a DVD. But the government, it's moral to take your money at gunpoint and use it against you. This is the type of bizarreness that we've got going on. I think I want to play brain-eating vaccines, because that's important. People understand how they can chemically, biologically put this stuff in us and control us. Let's go ahead and go to Eric in Oregon. Eric, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi, Alex. Thanks for all you're doing. I've called a couple times before, but I'd like to donate some ammo for the Infowar, and I don't have a lot of money to donate, but my ideas could help the Infowar and get information out to wake people up. So I thought if I can send in some of this memorabilia I've been collecting over the years. My whole movement I started was the Hemp Everything movement, getting people that care about hemp to come together and say, hey, we're not going to buy the hypocrisy and these people that are transnational corporations that want to take our industry over to China, all these places, and build our economy back. Thomas Jefferson said that hemp is the #1 necessity to the wealth and protection of our country. George Washington said, make the most of the Indian hemp seed road everywhere. Our founding fathers had the Declaration.
That's Al-Qaeda Washington. I have FEMA on tape saying he was evil. And they're obviously the good guys. I mean, that's not creepy to have the government saying George Washington's bad and putting microphones in street lamps. So these are the good people, sir.
Well, I'm going to send you guys a hemp flag, and I have one for Ron Paul, to put up the flag like Mew says, that we're going to be victorious and that we're going to show people what we know. And I have all these press photos from back when, I don't know if you've seen this video that the government put out called Hemp For Victory back in 1944, where they were actually promoting hemp and we need to grow up for the war efforts, blah, blah. But the whole point is I have these press photos that show us promoting it, that we should be growing it. And if people and all companies cared about hemp, and if we come together because of something we have in common, and if we all have hemp, the fact that hemp could clothe us, shelter us, give us food, the love from the hemp community, and everyone like Jesse Ventura, Ron Paul, these people are promoting hemp. Even Ziggy Marley's talking about, I was telling you, if we get Woody Harrelson, all these people promoting it more and talking about it as an issue to get people to wake up, that's how I got woken up to why can't we have hemp? And if you look into it, Al Gore, all these people that promote carbon tax, his dad was in Standard Oil, these oil companies that trying to outlaw hemp back in the day. If you ever did a mini documentary and showing how hemp was outlawed because of the New World Order, I think you'd wake up a whole new crowd of people. So I'm just trying to help people in the freedom movement get more into hemp, and people in the hemp movement get more into freedom, and get anybody that cares to come together, because that's all I think we can do, boycotting companies that don't care. And if you don't endorse hemp, we don't want to support you, because that's something that's a no-brainer, obvious thing that can help the world. So that's my take. And
well, thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. People are really passionate about hemp and things. For me, it's a 10th Amendment issue. The Fed shouldn't be in the states. They shouldn't be doing all these armed raids. But again, it's about them totally controlling every facet of our lives. Now they're going after folks with gardens, growing tomatoes. I mean, this is what it is to be a prisoner. They're trying to turn America into a prison right now. And the jail guards of the TSA now going on the streets, and there are little PSA announcements everywhere about how they're going to stick their hands down your pants to save you, and little brainwashed idiots on power trips. I mean, it's beyond pathetic. We got a video up at Infowars.com of Rand Paul a year ago denouncing Bilderberg, and then a new video that just came out yesterday where he's asked about it and he says no comment. Again, my whole point is the Pauls do not own the liberty movement in this country. The liberty movement put them on the map. And I'm not even saying they're bad people. I'm reserving judgment. But 90+% of my listeners are very upset and feel betrayed. I mean, it's one thing if you're being threatened, just get out of politics. If you're going to give in to fear, don't bring all your people like Judas Iscariot, like a Judas goat in for the slaughter. I mean, again, okay, Obama's bad. We're going to feel like winners by going for Mitt Romney, and it's all the same joke over and over again. It's so childlike. They trick you to make you think you've got a choice so that, oh, you're like a winner. And it's that idea that keeps us bound in bondage. Sean, Eric, Mark, Jessica, Carl, Mark, Kevin, Lone Star, John, Joe, we're going to get to all of you. I mean, it's just a full-on merger with the mainline Republicans. If you like all the New World Order stuff you get out of the Republicans that are letting NATO and the UN command our military, that aren't fighting Agenda 21, that are going along, that try to give you amnesty like Bush did. If you liked Bush, you're going to love Mitt Romney. And I told all these Democrats, hey, if you don't like Bush, you're going to not like Obama. Oh, but you will because you think he's your guy. It's all about this fake fantasy that the politician is really your daddy and that you supported him, so you're with the president. You're an idiot if you think like that. It's so childlike. I'm sick of it. And I meant to just come up here today and say, well, we've got to analyze this more. Doesn't look good. I've seen some other troubling signs, but let's encourage them to stay true. They know exactly what they're doing. This is a full-on wedding to Mitt Romney and taking us along with them. Well, I ain't getting in bed with Mitt Romney, okay? That's what this is. This is a divorce. You keep going down this road, I'm getting out of here, okay? Period. Okay? And I'm free. I'm allowed to say that. Let's go ahead and talk to Jesse in Illinois, and then Carl, Mark, Kevin, Lone Star, and others. Go ahead, Jesse. You're on the air. Come on air, brother. You're on the air. Go ahead. I can't hear that caller. Our phone. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, you're on the air.
Oh.
Go
This
ahead.
is Eric from the Hemp Revolution is starting right now. We got the Hemp History Week. This is the last day. We just had Rand Paul endorse this new amendment to this hemp bill. He's endorsing it when Romney is acting like he doesn't know what hemp is when someone confronted him. This is a
Yes, that's some good news that they are trying to decriminalize marijuana, not so that they don't have a federal excuse to SWAT team everybody's house. I think that's great. All right, Mark in Austin, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, what's happening, brother?
Yeah, I'm angry, man, and I'm tired of people called up so stoned they can hardly talk. Go ahead.
Can I give you some good news, brother?
Yeah, what's that?
Well, everything's about to change, man.
No, I hear you, and God bless you. And again, I'm sorry I blew up earlier at everybody. The phone system, because I can barely hear the callers, and the computer is having problems. We should have rebooted it before the show. Is the main reason I'm getting angry here. I just, we got so many problems. I'm sick of hearing about marijuana all day. Okay, I mean, it's one of my hot button issues is that I'm for decriminalization. I understand the criminal elements want it illegal to have higher prices on it, but at a certain point, I'm sick of it. And that if Rand would have come out and said, I disagree with Romney on the carbon taxes and other issues, but I'm going to try to, influence him, and I believe he's better than Obama, and given some case, it wouldn't have been as bad. But it was done purely. And it just confirms that his dad was softballing Romney in the debates. And I defended that, and it's all true.
When did Romney ever say he wanted to audit the Fed? Rand said that Romney told him that he believes in auditing the Fed. Romney has never said that. He said the opposite.
I'm going to play a clip of that coming up. I know that, again, another point. I'm going to play the clip after your calls. I'm going to take some blood pressure medicine. Combination of weed head calls and phone system crashing up and down makes me blow up. I apologize to that caller talking about hemp. I understand hemp is not marijuana. It's an industrial product that DuPont and others got restricted. We're not even allowed to grow it in this country. There's no THC in it. It's better than cotton, everything. You can grow it almost anywhere. I understand it's part of globalist sabotage because if you're the cotton and polyester makers, ban your biggest competitor because the public's too ignorant to not understand it's not a drug. So I apologize for that.
I want to know what you thought about industrialized hemp.
What is
Industrialized hemp.
Industrialized hemp.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what industrialized hemp is. Thank you. Okay, great.
Okay, so he has no idea. You conclude that Mitt Romney is unaware of what industrialized hemp is.
And so sometimes people don't get very creative. I met an optometrist this morning.
Dr. Romney, here's a postcard wrote about the history of the hemp industry, and I would like you to support Rand Paul's amendment to the Farm Bill. I just gave him my book. See if I can talk. Support Senator Rand's amendment to the Farm Bill, the Industrial Hemp Amendment. I don't think he's paying attention to that.